Jesus died to liberate the oppressed. You recognize that gospel? You can stand with him in that battle. That's fundamentally the left-wing gospel. Theologically, it tends to line up politically too, but that's another story I dare not go into. Yes, sir?
So on the first one, are you saying it's missing the mark entirely, or is it incomplete?
It's incomplete. It's essential, but incomplete. But see, actually, number 2 is also essential. Right? It's essential. But if you just take the first one as the full gospel, it won't be anywhere. And that is a standing battle. Read Sojourners. You get one side of it. And these are wonderful people. Jim Wallace is a sweet, wonderful man. But the people who normally will listen to him really can't cope with number 1. Partly because they don't really believe in sin. You know, sin is a term that has disappeared from our vocabulary. And that's unfortunate, because if you don't know what sin is, you're like a farmer that thinks the only answer to weeds is more fertilizer. So we are now, and actually many people who use the word don't really have a good concept of it that applies very well. But 1 and 2 seem to divide the church left and right pretty well. Now, the third one actually falls on both sides, depending on which group you're listening to. And it's much more common than you think, I suspect. I don't know. Individually, you may be way ahead of me on this. But the idea that, well, the gospel is you take care of your church and it'll take care of you. Now, the old form, which Protestants generally think they have rejected, is the idea that properly ordained people in the church are in charge of the sacraments, and the sacraments are what saves you. Right? So you need to get baptized in the beginning and shriven at the end, and you've got a good shot at it. But you need to do a lot of confessing and other things that are sacraments. And see, that's a perfectly intelligent way of approaching the issue of salvation. And you can understand how human beings would develop that, because now we've got the whole deal under human control. The Protestants, by and large, reacted against that, but then as Protestantism developed, they got a different system of sacraments, which were right beliefs. And they are in control of them, by the way, did you know? And why should you belong to a particular church? Because they have the right doctrines. And that's why your denomination is better than any other. And we've loosened up a little bit on that, but in my childhood, which was some time ago, Methodists and Baptists had serious doubts about whether or not the others were going to make it. Right? Now you see, that is in essence practicing the same sacramental system. That's a tough one to deal with. It's very attractive because frankly people can identify a church, they can identify ministers. It's comforting to believe that you just have to deal with them and you're okay. They will, as the song says, fix you up with the Spirit in the sky. Right? And you'll be all right.